Hello everybody, this is my case study for Truman Elementary School, Module 15. So for Category 1, identification of the problem and analysis. So what I know so far, it's a suburban school with between 500 and 700 students, and they serve pre-kindergarten through 8th grade. The majority of students are not economically disadvantaged, as the number of free and reduced lunch was only at 15%, and also the English language learner percentage was at about 5, or at least people who speak a different language than English. It's a newer administration, with the principal only being there for about 2 years, and there are many concerns about the reading instruction from parents, and that is known because there's been score decrease for many grades, also just some unstable scoring for different grades at the school. The parents have asked for information on reading instruction through the president of their PTO, or Parent Teacher Association, and they're also asking, or they're getting outside information or support from the district. The parents are requesting that, as well as the administration is now doing that because there are so many concerns about the reading instruction. So what else I would need to know, and these are just a few of the things, I would first like to know what curriculum training that's been provided to the teachers, also maybe even what curriculum that they're using for their reading instruction. I would like to know how the master schedule is decided upon, since it was made clear and known that the reading instruction is only being taken place for an hour or less in the day, so I was curious as to how that decision was made. I would also be curious as to what the access to literature and reading resources are like for students and teachers in this building. The average years of experience of teachers would give me some idea on whether there are a lot of new teachers in the building who are just needing some more experience and time, or whether this is a lot of veteran teachers who maybe are using old strategies and curriculums that need to maybe be revamped or brought into the newer age. I would also be interested to know what are previous parent and administration relationships like, since a lot of the concern is coming from the parents. Is this something that's common for that school, or is that something that's new with this newer administrator and administration? So overall, the problem is that reading instruction is lacking at Truman Elementary, and the students are suffering because of it. The reading instruction really needs to have a big change, with outside support and training opportunities for staff and students in this school. So here's the proposed plan of action and strategies for implementation. So one of the first things in my plan of action is to give staff training on their current reading curriculum. They need to be able to know how to teach it so that it's similar in all classrooms and across all grade levels, so students are getting the same thing year to year and teacher to teacher. Also trainees, so the people who are training the staff can provide different ideas, strategies, and support regarding that current curriculum, how best to implement it, different ways to make it engaging for students, all that kind of stuff that maybe the staff is lacking as of right now. Professional development with reading specialist and or district reading staff is the next plan, or next part of my plan of action. Professional development opportunities would be monthly, and they would always try and meet the staff's current needs. So I would send out a Google Doc or form monthly to ask staff, maybe their top 3 reading instructional needs at that time, so that the monthly professional development is always targeted to what my staff is needing. And then it would either be from our building reading specialist who has lots of reading knowledge, or maybe an outside district person who could come in and give us some tips and tricks. Next, I would have professional learning communities take place. I would create this time to share ideas and discuss data among the colleagues, mostly grade level teams, but also vertical teams from, if there were a second grade teacher, they'd have opportunities to share ideas with first and second grade, so that we're allowing for more cross-curricular and cross-grade level collaboration. The professional learning communities will really focus on making data-driven decisions and analyzing data that's being collected in reading, which will help then to boost scores and reading overall in the building. Next, I would create a building level teacher and parent team. That could also include district staff if needed, but for that monthly, we would meet as at a building level with teachers and parents, along with myself as the administrator. We would share updates and further concerns on the reading changes that are being made throughout the building. This parent team would be helpful in getting information out to the other parents and community members, but I would also be sending monthly newsletters to the whole community with updates on the progress and change, and also probably meeting minutes with this building level parent and teacher team. And then the last two parts, assessment. So it didn't really say anything in the case study about teachers having common assessments or being required to give certain things. So I would require the teachers to be giving a phonics screener and a reading inventory 3 times yearly to assess growth and progress. This could change over time. Maybe the older grades wouldn't need to do it 3 times every year, but to start getting us back on track to the scores that we would want, we would do it 3 times a year. It would also help with PLC conversations and intervention groupings as we're moving that into that direction with our schedule change, which is my next plan. This would ensure that all students in every grade are receiving 1 hour of core reading and 45 minutes of intervention reading time. So at least an hour and 45 minutes daily, with flexibility, especially in younger grades, to give more if needed. That intervention reading time would be more small group instruction and center-based, which is something that the school is needing to work on. Okay, next, third category, resolving the issue. So thinking always about what is best for the students. A few points in that is that reading instruction leads to success in all other academic areas. So more teaching time will improve that student's success in learning, along with scores and tests. Teachers and parents working together will provide for their students models good collaboration and good community partnerships. That's through that building level team, and also through the monthly newsletters and other collaboration opportunities. Third, teachers receiving training in reading helps to ensure quality instruction for all students among all grade levels, ages, ability levels, just making sure that their teacher knows how to instruct in reading will help them all. And then students are also given an opportunity to show what they know on common assessments, and will allow for teachers to make more data-driven decisions to support them. Some data that supports this plan is that classroom instruction will be more balanced and teach all aspects of reading, and that reading intervention time will allow for more individualized student needs to be met. Those are 2 of the recommendations that came from the district reading staff. Okay, so debrief the problem by reflecting on what you were thinking and feeling. So what I was thinking and feeling while I responded to this problem is, first of all, what is best for the students and how can I help them achieve at high levels? That should always be the basis of change and improvement, is students first. Second is, how can the teachers at my school be supported and what do they need? So in order for my students to achieve highly, I need my teachers to be able to instruct well and give the students what they need. And then third, I was also thinking about when did this shift in reading scores first begin, and why was something maybe not done sooner or more action taken more quickly? That was another thing that I was thinking, because it seems that if parents are this concerned, that there has been a decline over a period of time, and so I'm wondering when this started to first happen, since the data only showed the previous 2 school years. A couple issues that are still unresolved is, since the administration is newer, is that affecting reading instruction, and has it changed since the new administration has come? Also, with that grant information, I was curious if that would be awarded and how it would be useful to the school. And then third, how will teachers respond to the new changes, and will it be received well? That goes back to one of my original questions of kind of the experience level of teachers in the building, and will that affect these new changes and how they receive it? Okay, category 5, continuous improvement. So being an agent of continuous improvement, I've created teacher and parent teams to show value in everyone's opinion and make sure that everybody in the community feels valued and a part of their child's learning and success. Also, number 2, providing updates to parents and community members through this team and also through the monthly newsletter shows that I'm wanting to show that improvement is occurring. And then also providing staff with outside support to make changes is ensuring that they are always wanting to improve and that I am pushing them in that way. So as the building level administrator, I used the data to respond and communicate to the community through the monthly newsletters to community members, through collaboration with district staff in order to get more support, not only for my teachers, but also for myself in order on how to support my staff. And then also that creation of that teacher and parent team at the building level will allow for concerns to be voiced and also for me to communicate with them. So using my knowledge of policies and laws and regulations to bring about positive changes, that change of the reading schedule to allow for more instruction to occur. I know that that is possible in our daily schedule, and so making that happen is going to positively impact students and teachers. The grant application and trying to get that would definitely impact student groups and bring about positive change. And then the creation of my PLCs to have more data-driven decisions will impact student learning and also teacher instruction and achievement. Okay, and then having an open dialogue with decision makers outside of the school is the first thing I did was ask for training and help from the district staff and other curriculum experts. So making sure that they're aware that we are in need of some support and then asking for that and getting it from them. The second is, again, those monthly newsletters that allows for a more open door policy from me to other community members, making sure that they know I want them to be involved and their opinions truly are valued. So those monthly newsletters on their own, but then also just making more relationships with community members and parents. And then third, that assessment tracking to show positive progress will help improve instruction and student performance, and it also will be made available to district staff and community members through our online grading system, so that will also be a way to keep the dialogue going. And then here are the standards, 2 of them, even though there are many more that relate to this that I used in my project. Thank you for listening.